trying to create kids. Let's go ahead and get started today. Sometimes God is going to ask us to do something that's really hard to do. But there is a really good thing about that. When He does, He's always going to be with us. He's not going to leave us hanging. He's not going to leave us to struggle. And I want to learn some ways that He is going to be with us, or ways that He'll help us through these hard things, by using the story of how Jesus was born, because it is December already and we have 4 weeks, about 4 weeks until Christmas. So I want to use the next 4 weeks to take the story of how Jesus was born and then pull some things from it that are going to help us grow and learn. So our verse today, it's going to be Matthew 1:24, and it says, "When Joseph woke up, he did as the angel of the Lord commanded and took Mary as his wife." Now, if you already know the story of Jesus and how he was born, you kind of understand why that's important. So let's go back a little bit. For the people who don't understand, let me explain the story, all right? So we have Mary, and she was supposed to marry Joseph. But something crazy happened to her. An angel came to her one day, and the angel was like, "Hey, Mary, what's up?" And she was like, hey. And the angel was like, "So you're going to have a baby." And Mary was like, "Hold on. How? Because I'm supposed to marry Joseph, but we're not married yet. How am I going to have a baby if we're not married yet?" And the angel was like, whoa. Don't worry about all that, okay? Like, I'm here to tell you what God told me to tell you. And if God is telling me to tell you, it's because He's going to handle everything. So, it's going to happen and everything's going to be fine. And Mary was like, "You know what? I trust God. I'm His servant. I'm here to do whatever He wants me to do. So cool. Let's do this. I'm going to have a baby." And then Joseph finds out that she is going to have a baby. And he's like, "Now, hold on a second. We're not married yet. So who are you having a baby with?" And so he decided that he was going to break up with her. But he wasn't going to do it in front of everybody and make a big scene. Like, he wasn't going to be like, "You were cheating on me, so I'm leaving you." Like, he wasn't going to make a big deal out of it because he was a good person. So he was like, "You know what? I'm just going to break up with her in private. Nobody really needs to know everything that's going on." But then one night he was having a dream, and an angel showed up in his dream and was like, "What up, Joseph?" And he was like, "Angel, look, I have a lot going on right now. Like, the girl I thought I was going to be with, she's about to have a baby. It's a lot going on. What's up? What do you got to say?" And he's like, listen, it's totally fine, okay? Because God wanted Mary to be the mother of His son, Jesus. So just marry her. Everything is going to work out. It's going to be cool. Like, we're good. So Joseph is like, well, if this is God's plan, it has to work out. So, okay, I'm going to marry her. So he goes to Mary and he's like, "Hey girl, hey, you know what? Let's get married." And she was like, "Oh my gosh, yes." Like, she's excited. So they decide to get married. And that's all we're going to talk about today from the story of how Jesus was born, because next week we're going to go into what happens after that. But for this week, I just want to pull some things out of that will let you guys know how to handle things that are hard, because that was a hard situation for Mary and Joseph. It wasn't hard for one or the other. It was hard for both, because like, Mary finds out she's going to have a baby and she's not married, and Joseph is finding out that the girl he was supposed to marry is going to have a baby. And so, like, it's just everybody in the whole situation was probably like, hold up, what? So, the first thing that I want us to pull out of that story is that God will prepare us when He has something hard for us to do. Okay? He's not going to tell us to do something hard and then disappear. He's going to tell us that there's something hard, and then He's going to he's going to talk to us about it. He's he might not send us an angel like he did to Mary and Joseph. He might send us a mentor or like a really good friend or a family member or somebody that's going to sit us down and help us through whatever it is we're supposed to do. Okay? So he's going to prepare us. The second thing he's going to do is he's not going to give us something that we can't handle. Like he's not going to take a 10-year-old kid, hand him, some paperwork to do and be like, hey, figure this out and don't mess it up. Like he's not going to do that. He's going to give you something that you can handle. Now, we might not be able to handle it alone, but it's going to be something that we can handle. And when I say that, I mean we have to do it with him. Okay? As long as we stay connected to God and we stay in prayer and we stay seeking him, he's going to help us through it. And that's what he did for Mary and Joseph. He gave them something that they could handle as long as they were with him. Mary was chosen because God loved her and she carried herself in a way that showed that she loved him too. And Joseph was the same way. When God spoke to Joseph about doing this hard thing, he was like, you know what? Okay, I got you, God. He chose people that loved him and were ready to serve him. So when he gives us something to do, it's because he knew that we were going to stick with him to get it done. Okay? So he's never going to give us something we can't handle. And number 3, God will give us people to help us. Okay? He asked Mary to have this baby, but then he gave her Joseph. Okay? Mary didn't have to raise Jesus alone. She had help. She had Joseph, someone who loved God and understood God and could hear from God. And God is going to give us people like that too. He's going to put somebody in your life that's going to be able to help you handle the hard things. So, number 1, he's going to prepare us. Number 2, he's not going to give us something that we can't handle. And number 3, he's going to give us people to help us. Because he's going to be there, but he's also going to give us people like on earth right here physically that I can look at and talk to, or that you can look at and you can talk to, that's going to help you through it because he doesn't want us to be alone. Okay? So when hard things happen, I promise you can handle it because you have God and he is going to stick by you. He's not going to leave you hanging. So take those hard things, look them in the face and say, let's go and get it done.